Attention, if you have been impacted by Florida unemployment, stay tuned for important information on how you can get involved with holding the DEO accountable. Subscribe and click the bell for alerts as new videos, resources, and updates become available. Your like, comment, share, and donation make these resources possible.
All right, good afternoon, guys. Monday, January 25th, 2020. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel for the latest. So today, I want to talk, it's a little different video. I'm going to talk a little bit about why I created this channel, how it happened, and what my goals are for it. To do that, I've got to go back to 2019, but stick with me. I think you'll appreciate the ultimate message here that I'm sharing. In 2019, I earned about $55,000 between my 1099 and W-2 income. I was what's considered now a mixed income earner, meaning some of my income came from self-employment income and some of it came from traditional, work. I work with call centers. Obviously, they're very heavily impacted, to say the least, as a result of COVID. If you've called a call center in the last year, you might know that. Okay, so. Like many other people, I was part of an industry that was very heavily impacted and affected. I have not been able to secure any meaningful or any employment for that matter since. In 2019, my income was, I think, $55,000. By 2020, total income for employment was $3,500. So obviously, it wasn't too long into to 2020 where I started to really feel the pain and the hurt, right? And then, began the nightmare of the Department of Economic Opportunity. By mid-year, I was in trouble. By the end of last year, I was hopeless. I had many sleepless nights, a lot of collection calls, a lot of threatening letters, a lot of people that didn't seem very kind or understanding. I had one of those sleepless nights back in November, and I remember I might have slept a combined total of an hour during that night. I woke up jittery. I was shaking like I had done many nights before that. And I turned on the news, and it was on C-SPAN, and people were calling in talking about basically the disaster that COVID has basically caused in their lives. And I remember that it felt like it was a real clear sign that I needed to pick up the phone and be heard. Because at the time, I didn't feel heard. I felt like I was not seen. I was not heard. I felt like I didn't matter. I felt like I was just a casualty in all of these. I was just a number in this whole system. I didn't feel like I was heard. And it was my way of being heard. So it was very selfish, right? It was a very selfish reason that I called. But they gave me 5 minutes of airtime and then let me talk about kind of the challenges that I've experienced. And this was on national, really international, an international news station, right? I mean, I didn't expect that I'd get my 5 minutes of fame that way, but it was doing that made me realize that I was okay talking about being on unemployment. So that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about some of the social stigmas of unemployment right now. It's tough, because even last year, there's a lot of people that think that we're lazy, that we're unmotivated, that we should just snap out of it, that we should just go back to work. And the reality is that's not reflective of reality. The reality is that I am very eager to begin providing for myself again. This is the first time I've ever been on unemployment anywhere. I hope this is the last time I'm ever on it. But more than helping people connect the dots and get the unemployment benefits that they deserve, and that's important, but more than doing that, I created this channel to be a sounding board for change. My concern, however, is that after a month of filming these videos and helping you guys get some of these resources, I haven't seen, in spite of hundreds, maybe thousands of comments, anybody mention that they've let their leaders, their legislators, their senators know that they want more unemployment. All right. I've really tried to pour my heart into this to provide some resources for you to not only track down and get some resources on where your benefits are, but how to do bigger picture things. So let me just be brutally honest with you. You and I are both on Florida unemployment, and we're probably some of the only people that really truly understand how horribly broken the system is, okay? And so it takes that unique perspective for somebody to pass those experiences on. Your voice matters, but if you don't let it be heard, unemployment isn't going to change. So if you simply came here to check and see when your $125 will hit your account, let me break the news to you. You can go ahead and unsubscribe. I don't need your subscription. This isn't about building a massive YouTube base or monetizing from this YouTube channel, okay? The reality is that I do have a link in my description that'll allow you to donate to my cause. I'm about $15,000 to $20,000 in arrearages between my rent, my car payments, and other bills. But if you're in this unemployment mess, I'm not asking for help from you, okay? Because what I need for you to do is get involved with the description. Be part of the change. Legislation is going to be written in the next couple months, okay? That's going to determine how much more unemployment we get. It's going to happen. It's a matter of when and how much at this point. But collectively, if we all let our voices be heard, that will probably happen sooner than later, and it will probably happen, giving us more of an opportunity to receive a reasonable amount for a weekly benefit amount. So if you don't know, the weekly benefit amount, the maximum weekly benefit amount here in Florida was last adjusted in 1998. That's the year Google was founded. Now that might sound weird to hear because you probably don't hear somebody say that's the year Google was founded. But that's the reality of our unemployment system here in Florida. It was last adjusted in 1998, 2.5 decades ago, when minimum wage here in Florida was $5.15 an hour. Obviously, a lot has changed in those 2.5 decades. And right now, we need your voice to be heard. 2020 was a dark year for me. But when I made that call, it was empowering. So you don't have to turn the camera on yourself. I've given you resources and links below in the description below on how you can do that if you want to. But you can do other things that don't require putting the camera on you. But what I do ask is that you pay it forward. Because if you haven't noticed, this is a collective effort. It is a community-driven effort. If you're a part of these Facebook support groups, you know that it's not the DEO helping. It's us helping one another. Okay? And that's the same way that our unemployment system here in Florida is going to be rebuilt, by us helping one another. Guys, I'm in the same boat that you're in, okay? My car is being threatened to be repossessed. My orthodontist, get this is a new one, is repossessing my braces. These things that I've had on for 2 years, the fine folks at Orthodontic Specialists of Florida, despite my best efforts to work out a payment arrangement with them, that would have actually satisfied 80% of my balance with them, are repossessing my braces. In fact, next week they're debanding me, leaving me in a compromised state of dental health after I've had these things on for 2 years, paid thousands of dollars for them. So if you know an orthodontist or a dentist, I sure could use a second opinion. But as of right now, I really don't want to see these folks anymore. But that's a I'm going off on a tangent there. But listen, all of that to say that we all have our own unique challenges that we're dealing with, right? I'm 10 grand behind on my rent. My landlord shows up at my house. He calls and texts. He looks, to me to see when I'm going to be able to get that money to him, and I have no clue how I'm going to do it, right? No clue. And I know he has bills just like I do, but this is tough. This is tough for us all, okay? But unless we get involved, unless we get our voices heard, this isn't going to change. Don't come here looking to find out when your next payment is going to be. Come here and let me know how you got involved. Your guys' getting involved is going to determine how much more effort I put into this. Because the truth of the matter is that I'm putting out fires when the whole state of Florida is on fire. I mean, I can drive comments and all this stuff and help out here and there, but we're dealing with like today's worries and tomorrow's worries and this week's worries. We need to be worried about next month. Okay? Do you want more unemployment money the month after next? Because that's what's on the line here. Do you want, instead of $275, do you want $500 or even $600 a month in Florida unemployment? If you do, you need to get into the description, because some of these people are driving some of these changes that are going to affect our unemployment. Now, if you get involved, it will increase the amount of benefits that we get. If you get involved, it'll likely increase how quickly those benefits become available to us. Those of us that are hopefully, we're not on it, but those of us that are still on it, and I hope to never be on unemployment again. God knows I hope to never be on unemployment here in Florida. But when I am, if I am, shit, I want it to be there for me. And we know this hasn't been there for us. We are the only people that know that. Do you think somebody that's not on unemployment knows what you've been going through? No, they don't. They don't. They don't know how hopeless you've become. They don't know how hard it's been made to be. So please do more than just come here to look for your money. Let me know in the description what actions you've taken. And I'm going to keep making content based on your commitment to me that you're going to take some action. We are hurting for too long, for too many weeks, too many months, too many years. This is the second year. We're now approaching a full calendar year of the same nonsense. If you're doing anything other than getting involved, you've come to the wrong place. Unsubscribe right now. I'm completely okay with it. Come here to make change. Tell me how you've done that in the description below. If you have an opportunity, go ahead and send me a donation. It would sure help. And I appreciate your time, guys. Bye.
Attention! If you have been impacted by Florida unemployment, stay tuned for important information on how you can get involved with holding the DEO accountable. Subscribe and click the bell for alerts as new videos, resources, and updates become available. Your like, comment, share, and donation make these resources possible.